It's 1988. My mom is staring at a room full of people who will decide the future of my two older sisters. My parents had been told that their daughters would not be allowed to enroll in the local neighborhood elementary school. Instead, they would be shipped to a segregated classroom for children with disabilities, 2 cities away. My mom is furious. She argues that if the children of our neighbors and friends attend the local public school, then her daughters should too. The school board members speak at length, using lots of words about logistics and capacity and cost. 2 words they never use are my sisters' names, Sarah and Allison. There were a lot of meetings like this over the years of my childhood. Sarah and Allison both have severe developmental disabilities, and my parents advocated tirelessly on their behalf, working with institutions ranging from schools to health providers and state agencies. And I remember that there was a clear difference between the organizations that treated our family like whole, real, complex human beings and those that didn't. Most of us can remember a time when we felt dehumanized by an experience within a system. Maybe you're thinking of your last interaction with a customer service hotline or the DMV. Yeah. Perhaps you're remembering a tough navigation of the healthcare system or an employer who made you feel like a faceless number. I am fascinated by the question of what it means to treat people like real people, what it looks like to offer the dignity, respect, and compassion that we all crave in our interactions. And I'm especially interested in how we, as leaders, can create organizations that do just that treat people like real people. I believe it comes down to designing our systems specifically and intentionally for empathy. So, why is it important for us to learn how to build empathy into our organizations? Well, I hope that all of you have experienced the impact of human kindness within a system. For me, I think about the ER nurse last year who, long after midnight, on one of the worst nights of my life, brought coffee and snacks to the bedside where I sat with a sick family member. It turns out that experiences of compassion like this one have extremely real consequences for our health. Research right here at Stanford has shown that patients who receive human kindness and empathy during their treatment experience faster healing of wounds, reduced pain, anxiety, and blood pressure, and shorter hospital stays. But treating people like real people isn't just important in the health sector. Humans are evolutionarily wired with what UC Berkeley researchers have coined the compassion instinct. We are driven to empathize with the feelings of others and to give and seek aid. Both engaging in and receiving acts of compassion result in physiological and psychological benefits and, quite simply, make for happier people. So, if we are evolutionarily wired to be compassionate toward one another, why is it that so many of us feel dehumanized by the systems and organizations in our lives? Well, when I asked people what made them feel human, the most common responses were, I feel like a real person when people care about my background and history, when they listen to and know and acknowledge my story. People will tell you, I am not my disability. I am not my leukemia. I am not my SAT score. I am not my depression. I am not my immigration status. I am not my gender. I am not this singular interaction with you. After all, we all contain multitudes. I believe that our organizations fail when they are not designed and led to acknowledge these multitudes. Empathy is what allows us in our one-on-one interactions to treat each other like real people, to understand that there is a full story behind everyone we meet. So what we need for our organizations is a way to systematize human empathy. To do this, I suggest starting with 3 simple rules: listen, contextualize, and cultivate. To systematize empathy, an organization has to start by identifying its ears. What mechanisms does the organization use to listen to its stakeholders? Organizational listening can't just be about a feedback box in the corner. We have to give stakeholders a valid place at the table as respected partners. An example in practice, right here in the Bay Area, juvenile justice systems are working with the organization Fresh Lifelines for Youth to develop mechanisms to listen to youth voices. These partnerships are helping to reduce recidivism and educating the justice system on how to better serve its community. The second rule of building empathetic organizations is operating with a holistic appreciation for context. When I was working with healthcare organizations in East Africa, some of the most effective models I saw were those that addressed issues intersecting with patients' health, from nutrition and sanitation to education and employment. These organizations approach their patients as whole, multifaceted people, and their medical outcomes were the better for it. Finally, to cultivate empathy, organizations must unlock their most powerful asset, their own employees. Research shows that stress, burnout, and toxic company culture can squash our compassion instinct. But findings suggest that companies that form a culture of compassion not only boost employee happiness and health, they also improve their bottom lines. Plus, compassion is proven to be contagious. So if we want our clients and customers to be treated well, we have to start by treating our teammates like real, whole people too. Back in 1988, my mom told that school board that if they didn't let her daughters into school, she would sit with them on the front lawn of Magnolia Elementary every single day until they did. Well, great job, Mom. My parents ultimately won their fight. Sarah and Allison entered Magnolia Elementary School, and eventually Allison became our county's first fully mainstream student with disabilities to graduate from high school. My mom is very clear about one important fact from our family's journey. It was not until there was organizational reform in districts and schools that my sisters were truly treated like real people. So it's time for all of us to own the fact that individual acts of kindness are not enough. It is time for us to take organizational empathy out of the realm of the random, out of the realm of above and beyond, and into the realm of the expected. Thank you.